It's week 3 of the 2024 season. And up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Chiefs and the Falcons on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gordon along with Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
And the result here, a pickup of 8, leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Pacheco gets it again on second down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024, signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Cousins. Here's a screen for Robinson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From the 31, here's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chiefs' 31-yard line.
Cousins to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Cousins. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. To the air again, it's Cousins. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now 2nd and 3. To throw, Cousins. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Now Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by by the Chiefs. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. To throw, it's Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Cousins. And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety.
All right, partner, deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Let's start the drive here with Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. This is caught inside the 15. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now Cousins. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Cousins now. And complete to Drake London. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 3rd and goal for Cousins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Youngway Koo on for the field goal. A 38-yard.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The Falcons field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime. But no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Atlanta regains possession of the football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession. Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. Here's a diving catch right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Again, it's Robinson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Joshua Williams with a pick, and the Chiefs are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points. Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off. The Chiefs offense and their running back Isaiah Pacheco getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one on foot. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Mahomes will throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins getting ready for this next possession. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of... And this is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, 38 yards. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 24. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing is Cousins. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Tershawn Wharton make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Still going inside the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
He's got it. So they convert to 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. That'll be caught by Rice. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And Mahomes picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Here's Cousins. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeout.
All the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice. 45 yards. And the Chiefs look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is up to 15 now. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by 15. Less than 90 seconds to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Passing lanes tough to come by with so many defensive backs on the field here late in the game. And it's not just the number of bodies. It's their quickness and their agility that makes it tough to complete a pass.
Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Tershawn Wharton able to record his 5th sack of the season. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Now he steps away. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Cousins. That's caught by Pitts. There he goes, right side. Kyle Pitts, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible two-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for two here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. And oh, it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But
and he lost the football. And it looks like the defense has got it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Mahomes going to throw it here. And oh my goodness, here's a fifth interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. He's to the 15. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Chiefs, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.